Hello, my name is Michael Cepeda. In this opportunity, I want to tell you a fairy tale called Mike and the Three Valiant Horses by Michael. So, once upon a time, there was a strong boy called Mike. He was on the way to see his best friend Sarah when he decided to take a shortcut through the Dream Forest. It wasn't long before Mike got lost. He looked around, but all he could see were trees. Nervously, he fell into his bag for his favorite toy, Mr. Unicorn. But Mr. Unicorn was nowhere to be found. Mike began to panic. He felt sure he had pocket Mr. Unicorn. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he saw a body horse dressed in a silver vest disappearing into the trees. What? Thought Mike, for the want of anything better to do. He decided to follow the particularly dressed horse. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Mike reached a clearing. He found himself surrounded by horses made from different sorts of food. There was a house made from bread, a house made from cakes, a house made from sodas, and a house made from potato chips. Mike could feel his stomach rumbling. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease his hunger. Hello, he called. Is anybody there? Nobody replied. Mike looked at the roof on the closet house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's candy. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat Warhouse, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to needle the oath featured only the oath feeding in a time of need. A cackle broke through the air, giving Mike a fright. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was crying in a cage. In that cage was Mr. Unicorn. Mr. Unicorn, shouted Mike. He turned to the witch. That's my toy. The witch just shrugged. Give Mr. Unicorn back, cried Mike. No, don't you neither, said the witch. At least let Mr. Unicorn out of the cage. Before she could reply, three valiant horses runced in front of the footpath on the other side of the credit. One recognized the one in the silver vest that he'd seen earlier. The witch seemed to recognize him too. Hello, big horse, said the witch. Good morning. The horse noticed Mr. Onicon. Who is this? That's Mr. Onicon, explained the witch. Oh, Mr. Onicon would look lovely in the house. Give it to me, demanded the horse. The witch struck her head. Mr. Onicon is staying with me. Hmm, excuse me, Mike interrupted. Mr. Onicon lies with me. I'm not in a cage. Big horse nodded him. Either not in your trade. He asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, and then said, I don't like to be entertained. I'll release him to anybody who can eat a wall from door. Big horse looked at the house made from potato chips and said, no problem. I could eat an entire house made from potato chips if I wanted to. That's naughty, said the next horse. I could eat two houses. There's no need to show off, said the witch. Just eat one from door and I'll let you have Mr. Unicorn. My watcher, feeling very worried. He didn't want to be to Mr. Unicorn to be harsh. He didn't think Mr. Unicorn would like living with a Valiant horse away from his house and all his other toys. The other two horses watched while Big Horse put on his whip and withdrew a knife and fork from his pocket. "I'll eat this whole house," said Big Horse. "Just you watch." Big Horse pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from cakes. He gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. Eventually, Big Horse started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more forkfuls of cakes, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as round. "And I don't feel so good," said Big Horse. Suddenly, he started to roll. He had grown so round that he could no longer glance. "Help!" he cried, as he rolled off, down a slope into the forest. Big Horse never finished eating the front door made from cakes, and Mr. Unicorn remained trapped in the witch cage. A brave horse stepped up and approached the horse made from sodas. "I lead this whorehouse," said a brave horse. "Just you watch." A brave horse pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from sodas. She gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. After a while, the brave horse started to look a little queasy. She grew greener. A good courier walked into the clearing. "What's this boss done here?" he asked. "I'm not a boss, I'm horse," said the horse. "It talks," exclaimed the wood courier. "Those thinking bushes are the wood's kin. I'd better take it away before somebody gets hurt." "No, wait," cried every horse, as the wood courier picked her up, but the wood courier ignored her cries and carried the horse away under him armed. A brisk horse never finished eating the front door made from sodas, and Mr. Unicorn remained trapped in the witch cage. Little Horse stripped up and approached the house made from potato chip. "I'll eat this whole house," said the little horse. "Just you watch." A little horse pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from potato chips. He gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. After 5 or 6 platforms. Little horse stripped to feet get uncomfortable on the spot. He stopped eating potato chips for a moment, then grabbed another forkful. But before he could eat it, there came an helmet rod, a button board louder than a rocket taking off, propelled little horse into the sky. Ow! Cried the little horse. I'm scarred to hate. Little horse was never seen again. Little horse never finished eating the front door made from potato chips, and Mr. Onicorn remained trapped in the witch cage. That's it, said the witch. I win. I get keep, Mr. Onicorn. Not so fast, said Mike. There is still one front door to go. The front door of the house made from bed, and I haven't had a turn yet. I don't have to give you a turn. Laughed the witch. My game, my rules. The wood-coated boy scurried through the forest. I think you should give him a change. It's only fair. Fine, said the witch. But you saw what's happening to the horses. He won't last long. I'll be right back, said Mike. What? Said the witch. Where's your sense of impatience? I thought you wanted Mr. Onicorn back. Mike ignored the witch and waited a hefty bit of a streak. He came back to the clearing and started a small camp fire. Careful, he broke off a piece of the door of house made from bed and toasted it over the flame. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, he took a bit. He quickly devoured the whole piece. Mike sat down on the new belonged. You failed, declared the witch. You were supposed to eat the whole door. I haven't finished, explained Mike. I'm just waiting for my foot to go down. My foot that digest. He broke off another piece of the door made from bed. Once more he toasted his foot over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. He ate it at a leisurely pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Mike was down to the final piece of the door made from bed. Carefully, he thrust it in and allowed it to cool just a little. He finished his final course. Mike had eaten the entire front door of the house made from best. The witch stamped his foot angrily. You must have struck me, she said. I don't reward credit. I don't think so, said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing, carrying his eggs. This little boy won't fair and square. Now hand over Mr. Unicorn, or I will chop your rock streak in half. The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and pressed it behind her thumb. Huffing, she opened the door of the cage. Mike hurried over and grabbed Mr. Unicorn, checking that his favorite toy was all right. Fortunately, Mr. Unicorn was unharmed. Mike trained the woodcutter, grabbed a quick shovel, and hurried on to meet Sarah. It was starting to get dark. When Mike got to Sarah's house, his best friend threw her arms around him. "I was so worried," cried Sarah. "You are very late." As Mike described his day, he won't tell that Sarah didn't believe him, so he grabbed a snippet from his pocket. "What's that?" asked Sarah. Mike grabbed a doorknob made from cakes. "Pudding," he said. Sarah almost fell off her chair. "So, this is the end. Thanks for watching."